Hello there, my friends. My name is Linda Dolkey, and I'm coming to you from the east coast of Australia. I'm a demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I have lots of fun things to play with for you tonight. This is our Friday evening video, which is normally sketch night, and it is tonight as well. But the difference tonight is that I'm pre-recording this video a couple of weeks, actually, is it 2 weeks before? Not quite, about a week and a half before actually going live. So at the time that you're watching this, this is Friday, the 9th of May, and I'm really happy that you're here. Okay, so I'm going to be switching over to the desk in a moment. The one thing about doing a pre-recording is they're usually a little bit shorter than the live because I'm not responding to comments and so forth because obviously you're not here yet. Or you are when you're watching this, but you know what I mean. So it'll keep things a little bit shorter tonight. All right, so let's switch over to the desk and let's have a look at some stuff. So like I said, it's sketch night. And right now, as of this week, we have a brand new catalogue to play with. This is the new one, okay? Absolutely fantastic. I'm very excited about it. But the thing you need to know that not everything that's been released this week is in the catalogue, okay? We also have a ton of fantastic things that you don't want to miss out on seeing that are in the online store. So my suggestion, everything that's in the catalogue is in the online store as well, but not everything that's in the online store is in the catalogue, okay? So we have some things that are just online, what we call online exclusives. And so that's why it's your best move to go and check out the online store. All the details are in the description below the YouTube video that I'm recording. Or you can go to my blog and there's a shop now button. I'll just pull that up on the screen. A shop now button at lookwhatimade.com.au. You can also sign up for my newsletters there. Now, at the time that that you're watching this, I'm actually in the US visiting family the week before the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. So that's a bit exciting. We get to do this once a year, or I get to do it once a year. I am extremely fortunate. Yes, I work very hard, but I'm very fortunate to be able to earn these trips. I'm obliged to say when I'm talking about a trip that less than 1% of demonstrators earn the trips, so it's not a typical demonstrator thing. But having said that, I do believe with everything I have that anyone can earn a trip. It just takes a lot of hard work, consistency, determination, and passion for what you do. So if you really love something, it makes it easier, right? All right, I'll take down that label on the screen and let's get going. Okay, so with a new catalogue, that means I've got access to new sketches, or we all have access to new sketches. And this time you'll find the sketches on page 24. So we've got enough here for 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll skip over the tags, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And if we count the tags as well, 14 weeks, okay? That won't quite see us through to the next mini catalogue, but if we run out of sketches, not a problem. I'll be accessing some sketches online. There are sketches everywhere. You can go to Pinterest, for example, and type in the word card sketch, and you'll get lots and lots, like hundreds and thousands of options coming up. Okay. Same with just Googling. You could Google card sketch and get access to lots of sketches there as well. But I'm working through the ones in our catalogue because they're easy for me to see. And so the very first one is this one here. Can you see it? It's got like a little, what would you call it? Like a tag. And then there's a circle and there's a what looks like a sentiment banner, lots of different things. And then some little tiny bits and pieces. Now, those little circles, they don't have to be circles. They could be flowers. They could be ephemera. They could be anything, okay? Anything that you want to add as well. So I'm going to keep my catalogue right here next to me so that I can refer to it. And I'm going to straighten up my glass mat because it's a little bit crooked. And I'm going to show you what I want to play with tonight. All right, so I'm playing with a suite tonight. Now, the only item I haven't got from the suite so far is the embossing folder. I've got it sitting in my my online store cart because you can start a cart anytime and then just come back to it when you're ready. So I think I will get the matching embossing folder. I just didn't get it initially. And initially I bought just the bundle, which is called Impressions of Bloom Stamps. Oh, that's the wrong die set. Well, that was silly. I didn't get the right die set out. Better grab that. So the dies and stamps actually have the same name these days, which is fantastic. Okay, it might be out on my desk, but it doesn't matter because I don't know that I'm going to be using it anyway. But there is a die set that matches this, and you can see it if you go to the online store because these items are not in the catalog. I better double check that because last week I told everybody that something was retiring and it wasn't because I made a mistake. So so let's have a look. I'm pretty sure this is no. Impressions of Bloom is not in the stamp sets, not in the dies, so it's definitely an online an online exclusive product. So that's where you'll find it. And this is a suite, but all these items are available separately. Okay, so everything you see me using tonight is available for purchase. So if you see something that really floats your boat, you can go grab it. When you are looking for something specific, they're alphabetical in their category. So all the dies are alphabetical, all the stamps are alphabetical. You've got things separated into embossing folders, inks and colouring, memory keeping for the scrapbookers. We've got our paper section, scrapbooking workshop kits, and so on. Tools on the last page. So there's lots, there's more, but that's just a bit of an overview. And these are, if you're looking for these, they're on page 142 and 143. The catalogue itself has 144 pages, which if you check the last catalogue that we had was exactly the same number. So it's exactly the same size. It's just that we now have more online exclusive items on top of those. Okay, so the online exclusive stuff is getting more and more comprehensive as we go along. All right, so this is the Impressions of Bloom stamp set, and part of the suite as well are these. I love these. These are, I can't see them very well. Let me put them on a piece of white cardstock. I'll grab one so you can see how beautiful these are. So you've got Strawberry Slush, you've got Pretty in Pink, and then there's these bonus ones that are white with gold foil, like little foil pieces inside. It's a bit hard to see. It's a little bit, well, that's better, but it's still really hard to see that. But hopefully you can see a little bit of gold foil in the middle there. Absolutely scrumptious. They're beautiful. I'm actually using these on my swaps, the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink ones. So a bit excited about that. Can't wait to show you the swaps. You'll see those. You'll see that next week because I'm going to do a video with that as well. All right, and then we've got the paper. Now the paper, guys, is absolutely divine. Absolutely love it. And I've just realised I've got a sheet that's missing out of it. This sheet, this is all I've got left of the 2 sheets that were in this because there's 2 sheets of each design. And this one has Strawberry Slush and Blackberry Bliss. What am I saying? Garden Green, Old Olive, Crushed Curry there in the center. There's and Pretty in Pink on some of those little flowers. And on the back, you've got the Strawberry Slush background design, okay, like a little B-side. And then we've got, look at these, like a rainbow of flowers. Aren't they beautiful? They're just delicious. And then on this side here, we've got, this is a new color called Darling Duckling. It's kind of like a darker yellow. It's darker than Daffodil Delight, but not as strong as Crushed Curry, somewhere in between. Really beautiful color. I did show a few weeks ago a comparison of the different colors in the new colors. And you could always go back and check that video out if you wanted to. Then we've got this one, which is once again like a bit of a rainbow look. Beautiful with those flowers. And on the back, we have more of a simple design in the Fresh Freesia. Aren't they beautiful? Love, love, love. This one is like little sunflowers and leaves. And on the back of that, we have Pool Party, little circles. I don't know if you can see them. They're a bit tricky. Can you see them there? Little tiny circles, like dotty circles. Really cute. Then move that one out. This one's bigger sunflowers, also really beautiful. This is very happy paper, don't you think? And on the back, we've got Garden Green, like little geometric shapes. 2 sheets of that. There's also some peach pie in there as well. And then this is another of my favorites. So you've got Fresh Freesia, a little bit of Blackberry Bliss. We've got some Pool Party. We've got some, what is the blue? All the colors are listed on the back here. I think it's Blueberry Bushel, but let me double check. No, it's Misty Moonlight. My mistake. So we've got Crushed Curry, Darling Duckling, which is the dark yellow, Fresh Freesia, Garden Green, Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, Peach Pie, Pecan Pie, Pool Party, Pretty in Pink, and Strawberry Slush. Okay, so they're the colors. There's also some Pool Party in the background here. So those are really nice as well. And on the back of that, we have some Old Olive, kind of a stripe with little dots. I don't know if you can see this very closely, but it's got like little dots in the middle of the stripes. Super, super nice. Really beautiful paper. I haven't decided which one I want to use today, but I love them all. And there is another part of this suite that I also have, and I thought I would use it today for this. These are called the Foiled Frames and Labels Ephemera Pack. Now, we have a lot of ephemera packs, and I know I've spoken to a few customers that have really been enjoying these packs, okay, because they do make card making very, very quick and easy. All right, so if you're after quick and easy cards, then ephemera packs are your friends, and you want to check those out, okay? So I know sometimes some people, you know, they're not fussed with all the, you know, fussy cutting and coloring and all the different things. Ephemera packs mean that work is all done for you and you can just go ahead and use them. So instead of die cutting, these are like labels that are already die cut and ready to go. Okay, so let me pull this out. All right, so we've got several sheets in here. So we've got 2, I think there's 6 if I'm not mistaken, but let's check that out and see if I'm right. So we've got a couple of hexagons, and you can see there's also like a frame. Then there's like a rectangle, a long skinny rectangle, a sort of an oblong shape. There's 2 of those. That's 2 there. Then there's 2 of these, circle. That one's like the old countryside corner dies that just retired, aren't they? And then this one here that's like a tag, okay? And then we've got these 2 large tag shapes here on the back, okay? And there's 2 of those as well. All right, so you've got 2 of each for a total of 6 sheets. And these are really quick and easy. If you don't want to be standing and using a die cutting machine, or if you don't have a die cutting machine, these are fantastic. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to look again at my sketch. Remember, page 24. I need to keep it open, and I keep forgetting and closing my book. So, all right, so this is the one I'm looking at, and you can see there's a tag shape there. So I'm thinking one of these would be really, really good. Let me decide which one I want to have. So we've got gold here on the edges of these, but I'm deciding which paper I think is going to look really, really good with that. All right, so I do really love this paper, but I think there might be others that look better with the gold. Like, for example, maybe these guys would look really good. And we've got garden green on the back there. And this one we have pool party, remember, on the back of that. So that actually the pool party stripes would look really nice with this, because you've got the pool party in the background. Those 2 would look really good together. So that's a possibility. And then here we have the rainbow, and on the back of the rainbow we have some darling duckling, and that's really lovely. It looks really lovely with these. It would also look really nice with these guys. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So those might be a go. The other thing is I also have some beautiful dies. I'll grab that die set out in a moment. I put it on my desk, but I have got a few that have got to go away. So I'm thinking it's in this pile of ones that haven't gone away yet. So let me just have a, yeah, here they are. There we go. Right, so these are really nice because you've got a couple of large ovals, one that makes a little frame, and then you've got some lovely flowers. Okay, so you see the big ovals. Okay, this one's just a straight cut oval. This one cuts a frame that has like a stitched edge, a little narrow frame, and then you've got these beautiful die shapes, which are really lovely. So we can play with those. Also, those cut out some of the shapes in here. Okay, so it's a really good pairing. All right, I think with the gold, I'm deciding which way I want to go. I'm thinking maybe the darling duckling might be really nice, or the pool party. What do you guys think? Let's try the darling duckling, because I haven't done anything really with that yet. And that could be really good. And then I've also got these guys. I'm just wondering, I haven't actually looked at this before. I'm wondering if any of these cut out some of these shapes. So for example, do any of these cut out? They probably would. I could probably get away with that. So even though it's not perfect, you could cut out some of those. That looks pretty nice actually, doesn't it? Or you could cut them out by hand if you preferred. All right, or I could just, use these to cut out some random, maybe just some beautiful darling duckling paper or something like that. All right, so I think I think I'm going to use this one. I think it's really nice. And for my background, I'm going to put that. Do I want to put that in the background? I think I do. Let's go with that. And I'm going to grab some matching paper. All right, let me cut this first. It would help if I got I've been cutting all my swap bases today, and so I had my trimmer over in a different part of the room. Well, that was silly. All right, so I'm going to cut this to be 9.5 by 13.8, which is a card front size minus a mat. Okay, so there's that. And then let's have a look at these and see which one's going to look best. I love this one, but I think it's going to be too big. It's very big. Okay, I mean, if I was going to do that, I could, but then there's not much room outside. And these guys are also quite big. But then if I use the middle one, the smallest, it's not as big as these outside. So let's have a look at this. The other option I have, let me see. I could also do, you know, something smaller like this as well. But let's pull this one out and just see what it looks like. And it doesn't matter if it's bigger than the one seems to be in the picture. Right, so I could put it right in the middle. This one is off to one side. Can you see that? But I'm sort of tempted to just go with that anyway. Remember, the sketch doesn't have to be followed exactly. A sketch is about finding inspiration. That's really what we want to do. Okay, so I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm happy with that. That'll look good. All right, and then I'm also going to have, so there's a circle here, and I'm thinking maybe a flower there would be really nice. So will I cut a flower from one of these? I could. Or I could just cut a flower from the paper. And this is really nice, actually. I just want to show you guys this. So you've got that one that cuts the main shape, and then this one that does like the detail in the center of the flower. And then you've also got like some flower centers here. So I'm kind of tempted. So that would go through like that. So let me have a look. Will I use solid? Looking. I'm actually thinking, I'm wondering about maybe going up to, say, Timid Tiger, which is in this same set of paper, but it's going to give me a bit more contrast. So rather than use the paper, I'm actually thinking that I might, well, we can decide anyway, right? All right, so let's cut this. As you can see here, that it fits perfectly around this, and I'm just going to run that through on the corner there, and I'll be right back while I cut that. And I'm deciding whether I want to have like maybe some leaves or something like that, cut them out, or I could stamp them as well. We have lots of options with this set. This set is one of those ones that gives you lots and lots of choices about what you might like to do. But I want to show you this because I think it's really cute. Right, so can you see how nice that is? Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So if I was to have that right about here, and then a piece coming out like this piece here. So I like that idea. And then I can either stamp my flowers, I could fussy cut my little guys out of here, or I could die cut my leaves, I should say. Oh my goodness, I need to get the terminology right. All right, so I'm going to use this guy. Now the center of the flowers here are like they're brown, aren't they? So what color did it say was there a brown listed on the back of the paper? I'm just going to have a look because I feel like I maybe missed that. Pecan pie. That's what it is. It's pecan pie. So do I want to put a pecan pie, or do I want to just go maybe with a yellow center? Maybe I'll just go with a yellow center. I don't know. Let's try both and see which one looks better. Or you know what else I could do? I could go with glitter paper. That would also be really nice because glitter paper is always good. But I've got the pecan pie ready to go down here in my scrap box. So let me see. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out. Now, Timid Tiger wasn't one of the colours that was mentioned, but that doesn't really matter. I could have also gone with Peach Pie, but I just wanted to use one of the new colours because we have new colours. And that's exciting, right? Now, because I've got all this area in white, it would be perfect for stamping on. So here's my pecan pie. And actually, I don't mind that. I think that looks quite nice. But I feel like I want to maybe have a bit of shading on it. So let's grab some early espresso and make it darker. I could use a sponge dauber or I could use a blending brush, but I think a sponge dauber might be better in this case. So I'm grabbing out my sponge dauber collection and I'm just going to use just a little bit of just darkening it up in the middle. I just feel like that'll give it a bit more contrast. Here we go. That looks better. I like it. And then I feel like some garden green ink. Now I am leaning towards wanting to stamp these. I could cut them. Both would look good. But I'm thinking that maybe some garden green ink would look really nice with this. And then I'm going to use, I'm thinking, I'm going to use a little piece of this paper, I think. Let me see, is that the one I want to use? I'm just going through my paper here and looking to see which one I'd like. I was looking for the very first one, you know, the one, this one. Because these are smaller flowers than the ones on here. And I feel like that might look better. Let me bring this in. Now this piece I've used here is quite small. I'm going to make mine about 1 inch wide. Just take that off the edge of the paper there. I might want to have it narrower than that. I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe a tiny bit narrower. Maybe make it, I'm going to make it about 3/4 of an inch or 2 centimeters wide actually. Just feel like that's maybe a little bit better. And let's make it about 9 centimeters. I can always cut it down. Right. So if I'm going to put this over here, yep, definitely needs to be another centimeter shorter. So I'm making it 8. All right, I'll put that there. And this is going to go right about here. Okay, so what have I got? I've got, instead of a circle, I have a flower, okay? And then I've got like little tiny dots around. So I'm just composing at the moment. I'm not sticking anything down. I'm just working out where I want things to go. Like I said before, I think I'd still like to have a couple of green leaves from the Impressions of Bloom set. Now, there are solid leaves and there are not solid leaves. So see what I mean? This is not a solid leaf. And then you've got like a completely solid leaf. Like this is solid, not solid. I like the not solid ones, I think. And so it's more like the one that's in here. And I'm going to grab a small block. So a B block would be perfect, just a little tiny guy. And we're just going to dip that in our garden green ink. And I'm going to have that, let's move this out of the way, popping out right about here. All right. Now I'm not going to re-ink that. I'm just trying to get a feel for how this is looking. All right. And then I'm going to do a second one up the top here. So move that out of the way again. So now I've got my two leaves poking out from behind where I want my flower to go. All right, does that kind of make sense what I'm doing? Right. Now, if I wanted to have a third leaf coming down, I'd probably die cut it because there's not really room there at the bottom to stamp it, but that's not looking too bad. All right, let's put a few things together. I'm going to put the center in the middle of, I'll use a dimensional, put a center in the middle of my flower. Or you know what else would have looked nice? To use a sponge dauber over the top and add some texture to my timid tiger. That would look nice. Instead, maybe what I'll do is use, I'm going to use a dauber again. I think I have a brand new dauber here somewhere. Let me just see if I have it close by. Or I can use one that's already been used for like orange before. That'll do. And let's dip in here and let's go around and do the edges of our flower. It's all these little details that make your cards. I mean, I know these are the details that maybe annoy some people, I don't know, but I love adding little details like this because I think they make it look like you really cared. You know, you care about the edges of your elements. You know, you take that time to make it really special, and it's part of the creating for me. I love doing that. Right, can you see how that's really pretty? That adds some nice texture to the edges. It's a soft orange for anyone who's wondering, this timid tiger. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to, so this is going to end up like this, like that. Can you see that? And so I'm going to have a greeting or something here. And we've got a couple here. We've got a really nice thanks. Thanks so very much. Thanks for being there. We've got an I appreciate you, which would fit, but I kind of like the idea of there being probably a little bit more going on in the middle. So I'm going to do the thanks. I'm going to pop that on a block. So let's pop it on block C here. And I think I'll do timid tiger for my thanks. And then the so very much, or will I use so very much? Or will I use for being there? I'm going to go, yeah, so very much. I like that. Thanks so very much. So you kind of build your sentiment, if you like. So that's the way that's going to go. So I'm going to grab my timid tiger again. And I'm going to put it pretty much in the center. Thanks. And then I'm going to close that. And immediately under that in my garden green, I'm going to do the so very much. I usually choose a darker color for my sentiments. I don't very often do a sentiment in a light coloring because I want it to stand out. I mean, it's the message I'm trying to convey, right? I might go to the side. So thanks so very much. And the two different colors looks rather good. And then I'm going to put this on dimensionals here in the center. I'm actually going to center it, even though I know the one over here was on its, you know, was to the side, but I like mine centered. So This is just inspiration. I don't have to do what they do. I'm just choosing my own path as I go along. But we're using the original inspiration of the sketch. So take the backs off my dimensionals so they're sticky. And then let's pop that. And I want to have it so I'm the same distance roughly at the bottom. Just a tip too about doing this. This has got like the paper's got a little grid on it, which makes it so much easier to get it straight and line it up. Okay, so papers with grids always make me happy for that reason. All right, so thanks very much. That's there. This now is going to go a little bit up from the bottom, and I want it to the edge to be lined up with this. So I'm actually going to put some glue behind here. The nice thing about a sketch is you sit down, you look at a sketch, and you end up with something that you didn't expect. So I'm lining up this edge. See that there? And I'm a little bit up from the bottom of the panel. And this edge is in line with my... And so this edge now is going to be covered, but that's okay. So I'll put a couple of dimensionals behind that. Just a couple in the middle there. Hang on, let me just move that slightly. How do I want to have this? I want, yeah, that's good. There we go. Okay, it's coming together quite nicely. I mean, it's a simple little card. Now we still need to put this on a mat, and I'm deciding what color mat do I want. I've got a few options. I could go with pecan pie. I could go with darling duckling, which will be just yellow again, but it won't stand out very much. Or I could go with the timid tiger. Now I do have a bit of that left over from when I cut the paper down before, so let's use that. So this time, remember the last time it was 9.5 wide, so this time I'm doing it 10 centimeters, what, half a centimeter wider and half a centimeter longer at 14.3. That's my card front size. All right, so then this is going to go on here. Well, that looks rather nice. Very pretty. All right, so it's a simple little thing. Now I'm not done, not quite done yet. All right, so don't panic. I'm not finished with this. I'm just using Tombow on the back of this. You could use seal, you could use tape, you can use whatever you like. It's your card, so you can use your adhesive of choice. All right, looks nice, but still not quite done. Okay, I'm deciding, remember there's peach pie in this paper as well. So even though I've used timid tiger as my orange, I'm thinking a little bit of peach in here might be nice because we've got these little dots. Okay, now the little dots are not absolutely necessary. You could just use bling for the dots if you wanted to, but I'm thinking I should have some peach pie paper that I used earlier. No, it must have put it back in the scrap box. Well, that's not like me. I bet it isn't. I bet it's out on my desk somewhere. So I'm just going to use a piece. See, this is a little lighter again. It's really pretty, isn't it? So and what have we got in our dies? You know what? I need to move some stuff. I'm getting myself in such a mess. Why do I do this? Anyone else relate? Just can't seem to create without making a giant mess. And that's just how it goes, really. Now, I won't be using these pink ones on here, even though they're part of this suite, but I love these little gold ones. They're very similar to the iridescent foil gems. Those would work as well. All right, so I've got some of these, and I'm thinking maybe a couple of little flowers. Let's see. I think that goes just like that. Look at that, it does. And then we run that through the cut and emboss machine, and we get a couple of those. Now, the other thing that we have in here that I could also do is we've got these little tiny weenie flowers. Look at those. How cute are those? Huh. Now, I'm thinking maybe we do one in the peach pie. Maybe we do some little ones in the Darling Duckling. Maybe that might be good. Let me grab that out. So this is a nice yellow. Oh, excuse me. All right, so very nice yellow, but I'm worried they're not going to stand out enough, to be honest, against the yellow that we've got here at the back. I don't know, you guys. There's also in the paper, I don't know if you noticed, but in the paper that we used, there's also like, there's little peach pie flowers, but there's also like little white or vanilla-y kind of flowers. Those are really pretty. We could do a couple of little white flowers. I'm actually wondering whether I should... Give me a second, guys. I'm thinking, and deciding what I want to do with these. I want them to stand out, but I don't want them to disappear. We don't have a lot of glimmer papers. We have the peach pie glimmer. Well, that would work. Maybe I should get peach pie glimmer. So that's still current. It did not go away with the recent retiring products, and that might actually work quite well. Look at that. Oh, it does. Looks really good. All right, I'm going to use these little guys here, and I'm going to cut some of them because they're super cute little tiny flowers. So I'm just going to run that through my cut and emboss machine. So that, and even though the dies cut 3 flowers at a time, the flowers cut separately. So you end up with groups of 3 flowers. All right, let's see. Oh, they're really cute. They're peach, but they all look a little bit gold, don't they? Don't you think those are cute? All right. So I'm holding off on this at the moment. I may or may not do that. I'm just going to pop that back into the die package. All right, so let's pop these on now. For something like these are quite tricky to handle. And what I would suggest is that you use a take your pick tool. Now I'm using the brush end of my take your pick tool rather than the putty end, and I'm just wondering if I have a putty one. I might. Give me a second. I do, because the putty end of these is really, really handy. I'm just gonna. I need a new one actually, but even with the tiny bit of putty, it's still going to pick up really easily, and then you can apply your glue directly to the back of that and then just pop it down. So the putty end of the take your pick tool is so useful for, where do we want these? Well, let's look at the sketch. The sketch put one right. Actually, I might do the ones at the top first. So put one up here like that, and then one. Isn't that easier than just having to use your fingers? As you can see, I still did have to use my finger, but that's okay. It's still easier to pick it up off the table. Mind you, I'm almost out of putty in here, and so it's probably not picking up quite as well as it should. All right, let's see. Where would I like another one? I would like, whoop. One right about there. And I'm trying to follow what it says Well, mine are a little bit different, but that's okay. Get the idea anyway. Aren't they cute? And these are cute instead of this one. I'm just going to handle it myself. Really, really cute little flowers that you can add. Whoops. I needed my take your pick tool after all. Right, that's good. And there we go. I need to put it on probably a basic white card base. Let me see if I have one of those handy. If not, easy to grab one. So I usually use basic white thick for my card bases. I just find that that's the best for a base. But you can use whatever you like, actually. You don't have to use that. So this is a thick base. Let's get this on here. And then we use a bone folder, which is over on the other table, and I'll just do that later. But that's what I should be using, my bone folder, over the edge there. I'm actually recording another video after this one, so I'll be a little bit more prepared for that one, I think. All right. Let's see how we go. All right, and there you go. It's a simple little card. It follows the sketch kind of. It does, in the sketch, it showed a hole in the top of the tag. That's optional. Everything about a sketch is always optional. This one here, that's what I've ended up with. I used the tag, pre-prepared tag shape out of the foiled, what are they called? Foiled labels, I think. Let me just tell you the right terminology. Foiled something. Foiled frames and labels is what they're called. And you could, if you wanted to, add some more of these. Just going to turn this around. I prefer to use my sharper one for adding the dots. And I might add a few of these as well. So, because they're so pretty. Got those lovely little gold speckle in the center of them, and they're just beautiful. But they are very similar. If you know the iridescent foil gems, they're really similar to those. And there we go. I'm calling that a finished card. And because I'm pre-recording these and I'm away at the moment, you only get the one tonight. I'm sorry, ladies. But that's okay. I still was able to get a little bit of time in for you. There'll be other things that I'm showing over the next week, some of which is out the, like in the next little while. Some of it's in the online exclusive, so you won't find it in here, as I said earlier, and some of it is out of this catalogue. So this catalogue, I'm so happy with it because they really listened to some of our, shall we say, issues with the last catalogue. And, you know, all the ephemera and bits and pieces, here's a little bit of an overview. All the ephemera and bits and pieces are mostly towards the front, okay? And the talk about kits and so forth is towards the front, and scrapbook workshop kits, all right? And there's some lovely scrapbook workshop kits coming your way. Really, really lovely. So it just shows you some of the ideas. This one is called Memories in Bloom. It's really, really pretty. It's like a partner to the... I forget what it's called, but there's another set which actually is in here as well, which is also like a partner set to that. The Turtley Sweet set has a scrapbooking workshop kit that goes with that one as well, and the Weekend Adventures also has one. I really like this one. I think it'll be really great for not only masculine projects, but, you know, outdoors, camping, Alaska cruises, all those sorts of things where people are getting out in nature. This is a really great one to go with. Okay, super, super nice. This one is the Celebrate Together Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. There are so many lovely things coming. And also lots of things. There's a challenge that you can take part in. There's so many cool things here that we haven't had before. There's scrapbook sketches. Oh, my goodness. this will be fantastic for those of you who are looking for scrapbook inspiration. There's an idea here, and you know, there's fantastic sketches down here for scrapbook pages. All this is, so there's quite a lot more scrapbooking stuff in this one. Your Stampin' Spots come in different assortments now. So many lovely things to show you. This is the one I was talking about that was the partner. This one is called Sweet Blooms, and that's really, really beautiful. Has this gorgeous paper pack as well. This here is the new colors, the in colors in these lovely dots. They're called Flat Pearls, and they are the 2025 to 2027 in colors. Okay, so we've got Strawberry Slush, Darling Duckling, which I just used, Timid Tiger, which we just used, Cloud Cover, and Secret Sea. These are the new colors, and these are really on trend right now. So I know a few people go, we're not sure about those colors. These colors are super trendy, okay? And this is something Stampin' Up does very well, is they're very good at staying on trend with various products that they release. So I have got quite a few things I'll be showing you in the coming weeks. You're going to see quite a bit of this beautiful gallery set. It's all antique-y and beautiful, and I did do some stuff with that the other night, so you can go back and have a look at that. I don't have this yet. This is the, I hope I'm saying it right, Kintsugi Inspirations. Okay, really, really lovely. It's the Japanese art of fixing broken pottery with gold. So, you know, when they fix it, the cracks actually stand out because they've been corrected in gold rather than invisible glue, you know. So you're meant to see the mistakes. You're meant to see that it was broken and repaired. And I think there's a lovely, it's a beautiful philosophy, isn't it? That, you know, broken things can still be beautiful. So I think that includes us, don't you? Boho Vibes, this is a lot of new colors in here, and I really love all this. To me, this has got kind of an Aboriginal vibe to it. I think it's really beautiful. It really, really floats my boat. So I'm going to be getting that and having a play with it. Some other new things that there's more scrapbooking suites and things here. This two-tone cardstock. Now we have, and I have talked about this before. I did a Technique Tuesday a couple of weeks ago with two-tone cardstock, showing you different ways to use it. So you can go back and check that one out. But we now do two-tone cardstock in all of our colors. How cool is that? Including basic black. I'm so excited about that. And it's, you know, one side is the full strength color, and the reverse is like a faded version of the same color. Absolutely gorgeous. And the core of the paper is white. So when you rip it, you get that lovely white edge as shown here in this picture. Okay, so super, super lovely. And there's lots of things you're going to see me grabbing. The Notes and Totes has been really popular. The washi tape that has die cuts to cut out the elements in the washing tape, so it actually looks a bit like vellum. Yes, I will be buying this, and yes, it's not available to demonstrators yet. I cannot wait to get my hands on it, so I can't wait to show that to you. It's really special. It is wide. The washi tape is super wide, and then you can cut out the different elements. You can use it as it is, or you can use the different elements. There is a matching stamp set and die set for that. It's super, super nice. Such a great suite. Aren't there some beautiful things? All right, I'm almost up to the thing, and then I'll have to probably stay. Here it is. These are really special. Cannot wait to get my hands on them. I am buying them, even though I know they're a bigger investment. Okay, so we've got the Party Alphabet dies. Now these are big. Can you see? Like, this is on a paper bag, how big these letters are. Okay, and on a card, it takes like 3 letters takes up almost the whole card. These are very large. The largest letters we've had in my time with Stampin' Up, and I'm very excited about them because I can't wait to use them on scrapbook pages. Super, super nice. So you're going to see me doing things with these. Okay. Then there's a matching banner die set, like lots of nested. There's 20 nested banners in here. And so you can use your letters and your dies to make banners and lots of other things. The banners also go great on scrapbook pages. So many things you can do with this. Cannot wait to get my hands on it. You will see me getting it, and I'm going to buy the whole bundle. I'm getting the whole lot. It is cheaper to buy it as a bundle, but if you just want one or the other, obviously that's less of an investment, but it's still a sizable investment. So if you put your hand up and tell me in the comments if you think that these are going to be pretty fantastic. I'm excited about them. So that's probably all I've got time for tonight. But I hope that you will go and check out the catalogue. There's so many beautiful things in here. I will go through more of it another night, and I hope that you're really going to love it. So that's it for a Friday night. I will be back. Now, I'm not going to be live on Sunday night. I'm not going to be even pre-recording on Sunday night. I'm going to do, the next one from me will be next Technique Tuesday. So that's when I'll see you again. I hope that you guys enjoy, and I will see you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.